my word.
Welcome back, everybody. I am Sebastian Mammoth, and I'm honestly feeling better. Still feeling upset with what I did with December yesterday, but I'm getting over it now. But now, as you can see, it's time for the 11-inch figures. The Giant Godzilla versus Giant Godzilla Evolved, aka the two main figures that were actually leaked online. This on the Walmart website for a pre-order, and this one mysteriously out of nowhere. I felt like doing this because these are two of my best favorite figures so far. So now before we begin, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I got a little update on the Disney Treasure Project for you guys. I might actually include a deadly fight scene between me and Captain Hook. So you might see some blood, and I might get a bit soulless and bloodthirsty on Captain Hook. So there's going to be a mess. And I'm not sure if it has to be on the islands or on the ship. I'm still figuring that out. But yeah. But anyway, let's get started and let's see which Giant Godzilla will win once and for all. Let's do it! Alright, so this is honestly going to be exciting for me because I haven't really done this. So, as you're all probably going to know what I'm going to say, his box was thrown away, his is in storage, but for packages, as you can see in these images, they're pretty much the same we've gone through over. With the Monsterverse, only Giant Godzilla and Giant Godzilla Evolved, Godzilla Kong New Empire, or same stuff on the side. But both of them are different because on this one's box, we got an image of Godzilla fighting Kong on the ship, and that's just like in the movie. And of course, this is from the Giant Kong's box, but let's just pretend this was from the Giant Godzilla box. With Godzilla, Kong about to fight and punch on the everyone thought was beached or not beached aircraft carrier. Well, looks like it's not beached. It's floating in the middle of the ocean because that water, dead giveaway, just like how we saw in the movie and in that 3-second clip. And there's the Godzilla vs. Kong logo that we've seen before. And of course that bio that we've seen, which I will gladly read out for you guys. Legends collide as Godzilla and Kong, the two most powerful forces of nature, clash in a spectacular battle for the ages. The monster war rages on the surface and deep within our world as the spectacular secret realm of the Titans known as the Hollow Earth is revealed. Which, keep in mind, this came out in COVID-19, so we already had like the plot and the logo and what was going to happen in the movie. And keep in mind, this was from round 1, Godzilla and Kong's first fight, or the first time I'm meeting again ever since 1962. Now, for Giant Godzilla Evolves box, instead of an image of Godzilla and Kong fighting Skarking and Shima, which I would have accepted that image, we get an image of Godzilla in a prototype form, not featuring any of the pink on his elbow spikes. Why? Who the heck knows? And in fact, come think of it, when this thing was leaked, it didn't have any pink on the elbow spikes either. So maybe there was like some kind of change or something. It's hard to know for sure. And to be honest, guys, both of them get a point for different boxes because obviously this one gave us the best concept art, and while this one gave us a photo of the figure, it's honestly pretty cool. So, yep, both of them get a point. Now, let's get to size comparisons, paint, and designs. Alright, so here's a little size comparison for you, which you can tell they're kind of about the same height, only this one's a bit taller than this one. And the tail's actually a bit shorter on this one, and the tail I think is a bit longer on this one. Because as you can see, there's the Thagamizers and all that. The arms are a bit longer too, and I know Godzilla looks a bit slimmer, but I'm going to let it pass. And look at that, he's got a baby's chest. He's got a real man's chest now. This goes to show that Playmates definitely gave us an upgrade. Sadly, Playmates did not learn their lesson from last time because both Giant Godzillas here have exposed screws on their left side, even some on the tail. I wish they actually filled them in like how they did with the Mega figures. Such a shame. Alright, let's get to paint and designs now. Alright, so let's start with the GVK Giant Godzilla. Once you get him out of the box, you'll have to attach the tail to the figure. So as you can see, it's on a cylinder joint, which that's what I'm calling it. I'm not dropping it. So, let's take a closer look. So as you guys can see, this is actually my third Godzilla vs. Kong toy. First and second ones being Godzilla with Heat Ray and Kong with Battle Axe. And as you guys can see here, people had a lot of speculation on if this was the same mold as the Jakks-Pacific Godzilla from King of the Monsters, which it's not, because newsflash, the screw holes are on the opposite sides. Look at that. Oh yeah, and here's my Jakks-Pacific Godzilla, which we might get to in a future episode or series later on. And if you have them like standing, maybe normally like this, I mean, according to Geek Chess, he does have a point. I mean, they're about the same height. Though the tails are a bit long. The tail's actually a bit longer on this one. And same with the abs. Look at that. He's got a man's chest. He's got a baby's chest. He's got T-Rex arms. He's getting slowly getting human arms. And the jaw's a bit different too, and the mouth looks very different. And this one was just Jakks-Pacific's take on the Godzilla figure. I honestly still don't see why they just made one wave instead of two waves. Honestly, they really don't care. Now let's go with Giant Godzilla Evolve. So, just like Giant Godzilla, once you get him out, you'll have to attach its tail to the figure. Which, make sure you apply some pressure, or just use a hairdryer, or use hot water. Anyway, now this one is a very big, massive improvement compared to the one from GVK. And as you guys can probably tell already, this is literally a shrunk down, actually a large version of this. Oh yeah, that's another thing I should mention with the Giant Godzilla. This is a large version of Godzilla with radio tower, which as you guys can actually see, they're about the same color, just different tails on this one. And they're both blue, but in the original versions they were black. Which, if you all remember from my Wave 1, we did discuss that the Giant Godzilla in the original image was black. And of course, it was facing this way, finding Mechagodzilla, and it had exposed screws. Honestly, I don't see why Playmates had time to even fill those in. Yeah. And this one is actually a very big massive improvement, because this one also has translucent dorsal fins. Because in some of them, they're actually pink, and fun fact, some of them have pink and some of them have red. I remember coming across a red Giant Godzilla Evolved in Target before. And here's exactly how he looks in GXK, and much better than the 6-inch Godzilla Evolved. Sorry, because look at the face. Looks much better. Hopefully we see this in Supernova before Godzilla evolves again. Here's the charge up that we've discussed before already, where it just starts right here and doesn't stop at the tail because it's all pink and red. Of course, like I said, Giant Godzilla Evolved has exposed screws on his left side, even on the tail. This just makes it worse, because honestly, I thought Playmates had learned their lesson, but nope, they suck again. They just got every detail right. Here's the bottom of the feet, which look a bit hollow compared to this one. Which, you can definitely see the copyright information under there, along with the UK and Canada stuff. Which totally does not expose the figure, but it's alright. And you can also notice the difference on the arms, which this one's definitely a bit longer compared to this one. Which, if you all recall, Little Godzilla Evolve here has the same arm postures. So you can definitely say that is totally a enlarged version of this. And honestly, I think this is my favorite, along with Giant Godzilla here. So I guess for paint and design, both of them, because they get a point, because they've got the best paint and design in history. Get in the frame. There we go. Okay, yeah, this is starting to get weird. Get off. Sorry about that, folks. But now, let's talk articulation. So, keep in mind, there's no articulation in the head or the jaw with Giant Godzilla. But his arms move, his wrists move, same with this arm. They just have limited motion. His ankles move. His legs even move, just like the original. Heck, you can even make him swim. And you can even set it back to original position. And the tail, because it's on a cylinder joint, can only move like 360. And I do like that this tail is pretty cool, but one thing I know is that this blue doesn't continue with the tail. Because as you can see here, this part of the tail features absolutely no light blue. And according to Shinra Jira, it's like a freaking weapon. You can actually brain somebody with this. And if you'll recall from my montage of GVK toys I collected, I did like a bunch of freaking poses. Just like zombie Godzilla, like, rise pose. Or, yeah, something like that. Unfortunately, this does not come with an 11-inch atomic breast, so you can't even put it inside his mouth. Darn it. And we all thought Playmates was gonna do the same thing for the Giant Godzilla Evolve, right? Wrong. This one got a total upgrade because his jaw finally moves, something that we should have gone with the 11-inch figure. His arms still move, but they're just limited, unlike Godzilla Evolved. But sadly, his hands don't move anymore. But his legs move. They're also limited. Ankles move, but they're just a little tight. And the tail is on a ball joint, side to side, up and down, even total 360. So I guess in points of articulation, both of them get a point, even though his mouth and jaw do not move, and his does, and their tails are a bit different. But I do like them for the most part. Now guys, this is the part where I would say let's get to gimmicks and accessories, but they don't have any accessories or gimmicks. Well, actually this one only has a gimmick where you can just shine a light source through Godzilla and you get a pretty cool translucent effect. But no, there are no gimmicks or accessories with them. Like same with the Kong figures, they don't come with a battle axe or heave. And same with the Mechagodzilla, he doesn't come with a proton scream or a heave either. Same with Shimo. No frostbite blast or anything. Scar King is the only one who comes with an accessory that you can have. That being this Whip Slash, which is super hard to pop on and off, but here it is, and we'll get to it in another episode. And actually, you can actually use this as your own. And I like this Whip Slash. It's definitely my favorite out of all the Whip Slash. Oh no. Oh guys, we got a problem. The Whip Slash is starting to break, so I might as well put it back. So I guess you can say that no points for gimmicks and accessories for these two because they don't have anything. So, ha! So I guess we can just go ahead and get to the big battle. Let's go ahead and see which Godzilla will win. Will this Godzilla win again? Or will Giant Godzilla Evolve win again? Let's just get to it. Let the battle begin. Like Giant Godzilla Evolved smashed my Giant Godzilla. Even smashed him enough that his tail came off. I guess that means GXK wins. Again. Honestly, these are my favorite giant Godzilla figures. That was unexpected. But I'm proud of you, Godzilla. Well, even though you just killed yourself. Ugh, cannibal. Well, looks like GXK wins another point. I thank you all for being in this episode. Make sure you remember to like, comment, subscribe, and all that, and I will see you guys in the next episode. If you need me, I'll be making some pancakes for breakfast. See you later, 'cause I'm hungry.